Hello guys, so today we're going to talk about why are these women dating guys that are low value, that don't put any work into themselves. So I know some guys out there, when you guys go outside, you'll normally see a good looking woman, maybe a 10 out of 10 woman, and she's with a guy who doesn't put any work into himself, not attractive or not a high value person. And guys, women, don't say that, oh yeah, is about his personality. Yeah. I want to see how long that's going to last. So the first reason why women tend to date guys that are low value is because they feel like, oh yeah, I'm going to date a guy that's less attractive than me because, yeah, I can control him. I can do whatever I want. I can tell him to jump how high and he's going to jump so high that, he's going to do whatever I say. The woman dates less attractive guys and guys who don't put a lot of work into themselves because they see the guy as, a puppet, someone who they can control, someone who can be giving them everything that they ask for without them having to put in the work. So a guy that will buy her Gucci, Louis Vuitton, what's that, PLT, Pretty Little Thing. So he would be buying all that stuff and she doesn't have to put in any work in. That's what she likes. In their mind, they're like, okay, yeah, I can control him. Because they think that he probably doesn't have a lot of chicks that he could run to. If he's tired of me, he doesn't have any chicks that he can text and be like, hey baby, what time can I see you later tonight? So it's easy to control him like a puppet. That's why sometimes I'll be seen in the streets, some of these women shouting at the guys here in the UK, like, okay, cool, let's say that I'm going shopping or I'm going out or I'm going to do something. In my mind, I'm always thinking, these two people that are together, are they really happy? Or are they just really faking it? Because I don't know about Canada, I don't know about Australia, I don't know about New Zealand, but here in the UK, people tend to hide their feelings and not express what they're thinking. And this is why most women in the UK are just so grumpy. Like, I could literally say hi to a chick, right? I can be like, hello, how you doing today? And then she'll be like, her. She'll be screwing her face. Like, I just want to say hi to you. Is that a problem? I just want to say hi and get to know you, and you're just trying to be rude. These women, like, some of these women in the UK be acting like someone in their family died. That's why they be screwing their faces. Like, they have no empathy for guys out here. That's why they be dating these low value men, people that don't put work into themselves. They're always dating them, controlling them like puppets because they don't care. They have no empathy. These guys out here, yeah, be making the problem even worse because, so do you know what they're doing? If the girl asks them to do something, they'll be like, oh honey, what do you want me to do for you? Because they're afraid of losing. They're afraid that, oh, if I don't do what she says, I'm gonna lose her forever and she's never gonna talk to me again. Some guys out here be acting like simps. That's why all these women be like, oh yeah, I'm the shit. I can do whatever I want. I can control this guy. I can control him like a puppet. That's why some of these guys here be stuck on wife duty. They're too busy trying to impress their girlfriends. Girls that are not even their wife, they're trying to impress. Like, they're not even married. She's just a girl you saw on the street, or you saw in church, or you saw when you went to the gym. She's just a regular girl that happens to be your girlfriend. She's not your wife. So why should she be controlling you? Whereas if you go abroad, right, most of these countries don't have that much high value men. I'm not saying in some of these less developed countries or non-Western countries, I'm not saying that there's not people that are doing well. So, if you're a high value man like myself, that's working on yourself, you go to the gym, you're making money from the UK, Australia, Canada, you could literally be part of the 1% of that country. Let's say, okay, cool, you're making money in UK or US, you have your own business and you're earning your money in pounds or in dollars. When you go to somewhere like Kenya or Tanzania, your money's going to go far. So instantly, you're going to become the 1% of that country. They like men that have their shit together, especially in countries abroad. Because obviously, if you go to any of those countries, like I mentioned, Tanzania or Kenya, there's not a lot of guys that are actually making a lot of money, that are actually in shape, you know. So you're instantly going to stand out. When some of these Kenyan girls or some of these girls from Tanzania, when they see you, they're going to be like, "Ooh, I like what I see," you know, because you're basically like a rare species, you know. You're someone that's rare. They're not going to see you don't see a lot of people like that over there, if you know what I mean. In countries abroad, right? They tend to value men that are working on themselves, that are doing well for themselves. Whereas in the UK, women are too afraid. They want to settle for men that are below them. Another reason why women tend to go for guys that don't really put a lot of work into themselves is because they're afraid of commitment and they're afraid of disappointment. They're afraid of having something real with a guy that actually works on themselves. Most of these women in the UK tend to go for bad guys, guys that previously went to jail, guys that are drug dealers, all these low-life scumbags. Do you know what it is? I think it's because they have daddy issues. They're afraid of commitment. Maybe something happened in their lives where they were just too afraid and they're just, I don't know. I don't know what happened in their lives, but yeah, it's quite sad to see. Guys, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been with a girl who has been with a bad boy? If you have, comment down below. Women from the UK just can't seem to make the right decision when it comes to guys. Like, I was talking to this girl, right? You know, this was a long time ago. Like, I still remember because it's fresh in my head. But yeah, I was talking to her, you know, we would FaceTime every single day. You know, things were going good until she told me that her previous boyfriend cheated on her. So I'm like, okay, cool. What does that have to do with me? Like, I'm not your boyfriend. We're just talking. So why do you have to tell me that your boyfriend previously cheated on you? Like, what does that have to do with me? Like, I'm out here trying to talk to her, you know, get the conversation going. I'm trying to keep things going. I'm trying to get moving, you know? I'm trying to go, you know? I'm not trying to wait. And then she's telling me how her previous boyfriend did her dirty and how she hates him. She doesn't trust any guys anymore, you know? She's out here crying. So I'm like, rah. So basically, her ex-boyfriend was leaving me with all the pieces, all the broken pieces. And then she's expecting me to kind of fix her. I'm not here to fix you. I'm here to talk to you, have a good time, you know, see where things go. But for some reason, she just couldn't make the right decision. She had to go with the bad boy. So do you know what happened? She told me, I don't think this is gonna work out. Maybe we should just be friends. And I'm like, whoa, wasn't you just interested in me like a couple of days ago? And you know what she did? She ended up going back to her ex-boyfriend. Yeah, the low-life scumbag, the guy that was the bad boy. Like, what is going on in her brain? Why would she think that? Like, I was the good guy. I was right in front of her the whole time. This is what I'm trying to say. Women in the UK just can't make the right decisions. They always have to go with that low-value guy, that scumbag. Whereas there's this guy who works on himself, who's a high-value guy, and you end up going with the other guy. Doesn't make any sense. She missed out big time. Like, she could have had all of this, but she decided to go back to her ex of a scumbag called Troy. Whereas I've noticed, you know, especially in these African countries, of course, women around the world will choose scumbags, low value guys that don't work on themselves. Of course, it's going to happen. It happens everywhere in the world. But what I've noticed, especially in these African countries, they have a culture where if you're a woman and you're dating a guy, you have to bring the guy to the family first. The family has to assess the guy, see if the guy is right for the woman, you know, see is this guy a drug dealer, is this guy an addict, is this guy a criminal, what is this guy's background? You know, the family has to assess the guy first. Okay, cool. If the girl is dating a low value guy, the parents would already know because the parents are a good judge of character. They would know if the guy is bad for the woman or not. They can tell. So guys, if you've experienced this, make sure to leave a comment down below. Also, make sure to like the video and subscribe. Peace.